Daytona. Can't wait. Boy, that's going to be here before you know it.
Yes, it will. It's always a great time, and I know you get to go down there and stay the whole time.
Well, you're darn right. Get out of the cold. 116 laps about to be complete. Now, these laps are counting after the red flag. That is not the way it was in the Featherlight Southwest Tour race, but it is the procedure during the NASCAR Winston West races. These laps are counting, and so we're 116 of 150 complete. Quickly, a report before we go green from Rick.
I'm going to open up a body shop down here, guys. There's a lot of work going on. Gary Smith just came in. They bent more body work out of the way, sent him back out. They said no problem with overheating, just overheating drivers and frustration. That's where they're feeling.
I can imagine there's a lot of that out there, overheated inside the car instead of inside the cockpit particularly.
6 cars on the lead lap as we go back to competition, and Gary Collins is up front once again. He led most of the first half of the race, was involved in an incident in the closing stages of the first 75 laps, and now he benefits from that incident that eliminated just about all major competition for him.
Boy, he sure did benefit from it. When he just snuck through that one little hole, it made such a big difference as everybody else, including the second place car, Gunselman, had heavy contact and you know, you can see the effects of it. Gunselman is falling back. Oh, you can see the tire rubbing on Ron Esau's car where the body work has come back into that tire, and that tire is not going to last too long with it rubbing like that.
Yeah, Esau is not on the lead lap, and
neither is Gilliland. Gilliland lost a lap too. He went back into the pits, so he's trying also to get that lap back so he can get back up in the thick of things.
He will get the black flag here if he doesn't go to the pit area, and he is going. So Ron Esau goes back to the pits.
It looks like Collins has pulled out into several car length lead, almost a half a straightaway lead as Gunselman tries to hang on. But that's Wayne Jacks, who is coming up now and battling Gunselman for third position.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see how well Gunselman lasts, or how long he lasts, I should say. He's got some sheet metal damage on the front end and some smoke starting to pour out of the passenger side of the car.
So there is the leader, Gary Collins. Gunselman, or rather Gilliland in 38, is not on the lead lap, so that is not a battle for position. Here is the battle for second. That's Jackson, 89 on the inside, and Gunselman in 37. Battling for second spot.
And Culver right behind him. He's also in the lead lap, and he's right in that battle for second spot too. We haven't talked much about Jackson Culver, but they've hung in there. They've stayed on the lead lap. Now then their chance is coming, as you can see they're right behind Larry Gunselman and really putting some pressure on him.
Gunselman ran a limited Winston West schedule the last 5 years and finished 13th here at Tucson in his Winston West best performance. Once again, a report from Rick DeBrule on more of the body work that's going on down there.
Well, I got my first supplies for that body shop I'm going to open up down here. Ron Esau came in about 10 seconds. They ripped this off the front of the end of the car. You can see it's a little fiberglass. They threw it off, sent him back out onto the track. In the meantime, Scott Gaylord has come in. They're going to go to work on him. It's just body work central, and they're trying to do what they can to keep these guys running. Even if they can't win, they want points.
Caution is out once again. That's Dan Obrist in car number 12 that came to a stop down in turn number 1, but he was able to get the car going and is back in the garage area.
He had a flat left rear tire. You can see that left rear was just completely flat as he pulled to a stop down there. And as he was doing that, also Butch Gilliland in the 38 car, he put the brakes on very hard and we headed into the pit area. I thought he had a chance to maybe get back on the lead lap, but he's been back in the pit area again and lost all chance of finishing well in this race.
And Rick has more on that.
In fact, I can talk about Butch Gilliland. He's having a problem with overheating. They brought him in a few moments earlier, tried to pull some of the shrouding off to cool it down. Now they are in the pits working on the car, working on the front, the radiator, trying to get it so he can go back out and not keep overheating. That problem far more serious than any of the body work problems that all the other teams have been having. You can see the crew desperately trying to solve this problem, but I got news for you right now, it doesn't look good.
So the restart is just moments away as everybody is getting into their correct restart formation. We're watching from Bill McAnally's onboard camera. There is the work that's going on back in the pit area. Here's the green flag about to come out. Gary Collins, Gunselman is second, and then the 25 of Culver, then Jacks, and that may be it, huh, on the lead lap?
I think those 4 cars are probably the only ones. I think 78 car, Pruitt, I think he's a lap down. So those 4 cars, the only ones left after all that melee and carnage in that one big crash.
And I don't think there's going to be much of a contest for the lead, as Gary Collins has things pretty much in hand. However, there's going to be a terrific fight back for second, third, and fourth spot.
Yeah, Kevin Culver, who's been almost very obscure most of this race, even though he hung in there, he's really putting some pressure on Gunselman. Now, as you see down the inside, Smith trying to get that lap back. He's still in there battling, even though he's a lapper, maybe 2 laps down by now.
Cars. I'm sorry, Bob. Go ahead. I was going to say just the battle of the cars with all the tape on the rear end, hold them together. From all the, beginning of the season, they come in here, these cars are mint condition, and they're getting pretty beat up by the end of this one.
Yeah, that was the thing that impressed me most this morning as I walked back through the pit area. A lot of new equipment, a lot of shiny cars, but not anymore.
Now, it doesn't take long when you're in this business to make beautiful race cars into pretty junky looking pieces of equipment, actually.
Once again, there is the battle for second and third. 3 cars. 37 is Gunselman, 25 is Culver, and the 89 car is Wayne Jacks.
Yeah, Culver's been following Gunselman around there, trying to figure out if there's any way he can get to the bottom side of the racetrack. Both of them, though, neither one of them seem to be able to work down on that bottom side. As I say that, he heads down there, and they make contact a little bit.
Oh, they sure did.
Gunselman's been banged into by just about everybody he's gotten close to here tonight.
Oh, we have a spin. Woodside and Esau tangle in turn number 1.
Well, Woodside, of course, he was in the pit area. He lost several laps while he was getting some repairs made. He came back out, looked to be very fast, and was trying to move back up in the field, and I think probably just some contact there as he went together with Esau.
Yeah, you do have to wonder just exactly how the handling was on Woodside's car coming back in, and I think we just found out in turns 1 and 2 there.
We understand that the 45 car of Gary Smith did get his lap back in the race to the caution. Here is a replay.
That's Wayne Jacks down there. He is one of the contenders for the second spot in there. You can see that Esau just comes down. Woodside got on the brakes very hard, tried to miss him, but Esau just turned hard left. There was no way for Woodside to miss him, and they just made contact.
Here's another angle. That is Culver in the 25, and behind him, the 2 cars make contact, both able to keep going, however.
Esau's getting real good at doing that complete spin. Just keep going, isn't he?
138 laps completed. We've got 12 to go in winter heat. So
Smith was only 1 lap down. He's back on the lead lap, huh?
Yeah.
That could be interesting. I thought maybe he lost more than 1 lap.
What happened to the 25 car, Culver?
He stopped right over there for some reason. I don't know why.
I think he
got 1 lap up.
car.
Yeah, he got 1 lap up on the field. They're holding him until he comes back around.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
10 laps to go next time by.
Okay.
Sounds like we may have a little bit of time. They're going to go out and check 3 and 4 for some liquid. Lineup's good.
10 to go. We're still going to be off by almost 230. Less than 10 laps to go in the NASCAR ESPN2 Winter Heat Series for 96-97, and what a great series it has been. Let's go down to Rick DeBrule.
Well, Joe Bean says he's run everything from motocross, Formula Atlantic, Winston. This is the weirdest race you say you've ever been in.
Oh, by far. I'll tell you what, we're doing nothing but dodging wrecks out there today. I've never seen a West Coast race like this before. It's been unbelievable.
And you had the ultimate nightmare looking up and seeing your teammate in front of you.
Oh, absolutely. We had a great car. The Golden West Motorsports car was just hooked up the second half, just like we intended. I turned the car down to try and avoid Sean spinning, and boy, we just T-boned him hard.
What's going on out there today?
You know, I don't know. I think maybe a lot of new first race jitters or something. I don't have any explanation for it. I'll tell you, the track's pretty good, and there's a lot of good drivers out there. Just a lot of things going wrong.
Now you're looking forward to race number 2.
Oh, absolutely. We'll get our side set for Altamont. And the Golden West Pontiac is doing that team is just unbelievable. They've done just a great job for me. And as you know, this deal was put together real last minute, and they've really put a great car together for us. So we're excited for the next race.
Hopefully Sean Woodside won't be in his sights either, though.
Joe Bean, a 34-year-old driver from San Diego. One of the cleanest cars out there. Everybody has a little bit of damage. Might be our onboard camera, Bill McAnally. Look how he avoids things here in this incident.
I'll tell you what, that's all luck and no sense or something like that. You just went to the right place at the right time.
Another clean car out there. Everybody has a little bit of damage or a donut, but the 25 car of Kevin Culver that's running in 3rd position is also pretty clean at the moment. Up front it is Gary Collins and Larry Gunselman.
I'm going to tell you what, Gary Smith is back on the lead lap. He's in 5th in that line, and he might have something for Collins if he can get around some of this lap traffic. He was very fast early in the race, and look at him, he's going right to the bottom trying to gain some spots.
Well, Smith may be a contender yet. He's down to the inside. He's already passed Wayne Jacks. Now he moves up the racetrack and passes Kevin Culver. And Smith is now 3rd. Wayne Jacks goes to the bottom also to pass Culver.
Wow, Smith made a really neat move on that restart. Got around 2 cars in less than 2 corners and really did a nice job. He's going to get no contact. He didn't get turned around. I thought sure he was going to get turned around there.
So did I. I thought sure we were going to have another spin, but now Smith heads for the bottom and comes up the racetrack and is 2nd. And we have a crash as Gunselman and Jacks and Culver all crash here in turn 1.
Gunselman got into the fence coming off there. I think he thought that Smith was going to run into him. And look at Smith. He's going down there trying to get the lead. Coming down to the yellow. Can't quite do it, though. Oh, man. These guys were battling everywhere. Smith racing back to the yellow. Almost got around Collins coming back. So there was action everywhere in that corner.
And remember what we told you in the opening stages of the event. This race can end under caution. Yeah, look at Gunselman hard into the wall coming off 4.
And Jacks just got on the binders real hard trying to miss him, and there went Culver as well. So 3rd, 4th, and 5th all taken out in that one crash. Poor old Gunselman, I don't think he actually got hit, but I think he thought it was so close. Let's take a look from this angle, see if he gets touched. No, I don't really think he got touched, but he was moved so far up on the racetrack, he got up in the gray, and the front end just pushed right into the fence.
Yeah, and then as he went down into turn 1, the thing went up and smacked the wall again when he pretty well broke up his front end and the handling on the race car.
And he's still out there.
Well, yeah, he's still going. Well, there's not many laps left.
Oh,
look at the right front. It's not even turning.
It's not even turning, yeah.
He's got that thing. He's not going to be able to last too long with that thing dragging like that. He's going to have to go back and get it fixed with a black flag in one or the other.
We can end under caution. When they come around this time, it'll be completing lap 148. So, I don't know. I hope we can have at least one lap of green flag to see if Gary Smith has anything for Gary Collins.
Well, yeah, it'd be tough to end this thing after Smith has battled his way back from a lap down to have a chance of getting around Collins. And I'll tell you what, if he does have just one lap, it'll be one heck of a lap.
Looks like we're going green the next time around, so it will be a green and white flag, both displayed next time around. Gary Collins is the leader of the race. Gary Smith is 2nd. Wayne Jacks is 3rd. Kevin Culver is in 4th position. And Gunselman is in 5th. He's still 5th despite the fact that the right front tire won't turn, and he's just going very slowly.
They black flagged him. He's going to stay out there. He knows there's only one lap to go, and he knows if he pulls in, he's going to lose a bunch of spots. I don't blame him. I'd stay out there, too.
Here we go. Let's see what happens. Green and white waving. This is the final lap of the race. Let's watch Gary Smith in the red number 45 and see if he has anything for Gary Collins. They come off the 2nd corner.
Well, you can bet he's going to go right to the bottom of the racetrack and try to do some sort of a big slide job. Doesn't look like he's got enough. Collins is fast enough, hangs on, and He actually wins a well-deserved victory here, but you got to give Smith a lot of credit. He gave it everything he had.
He fought all afternoon right till the closing lap, and Gary Collins is the winner of the race, his second career Winston West victory. He completed his 5th race at TRP and continued his streak of 5 straight top 10 finishes at this facility. We'll talk with Gary Collins in a moment. Thank you.
Both those first two guys did a hell of a job. Both.
Yeah, they sure did. Yeah, considering how beat up Smith's
Oh,
car
yeah,
is.
look at that thing.
Front end's messed, the back end's messed.
So those are the 2 cars that went tail to tail.
Yes.
then.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
Okay.
Rule pooped.
Way to go, Gary. What a race to cap off ESPN2 NASCAR Winter Heat Series. Boy, oh boy, we saw some great action today. And the 2 cars that crashed together near the end of the first 75-lap segment come back to finish first and second. And the shots you're seeing are courtesy of the CarQuest tethered cam about 300 feet in the air over the front straightaway. Well, let's go to Rick DeBrule, who's standing by with Gary Collins, the winner.
At the mid-race break, we talked to Gary after his action. We said, you think you can do it? He said, oh, yeah, sure, I can move back up. You know, it's the usual bravado of a race car driver. You said you knew you could do it all alone.
I tell you what, these guys give me a race car. I tell you, Jimmy Watkins give me some horsepower. These Goodyear tires and that Crown Motorsports team. I had a good race car. I mean, we were cruising there at first, and me and Butch got together, and, stuff happens. But I tell you what, I told him at the half, I says, we're going back to the front. I said, we deserve to win this thing. We're going to the front.
Now, we're talking with Joe Bean. He said this is the weirdest race he's ever seen. Was it that way from your standpoint? Were you just dodging things right and left?
Yeah, we had some really close calls. I mean, some really close calls. And, I guess when it's your day, and today was. And, well, I tell you, I've lost something like that, and I like this.
And this was a last-minute deal. This was a loaner body, loaner chassis with your engine. The whole thing kind of came together the last minute. How'd you put it together and make it work so well?
Oh, hey, I've got a great crew. I mean, these guys bust their butts all week long, do everything we could do. And, I want to say hi to Tom. We did it, bud. And our boss ain't here. He stayed home this weekend, so this one's for Tom and everybody else on the race team. We've had some pretty bad luck last couple races, and, boy, this feels good.
Gary Collins definitely earned this one. Congratulations. We'll check in with Gary Smith in just a moment.
Well, Gary Collins led twice today for a total of 114 laps. Gary Smith, second today and only his second NASCAR Winston West start. We'll talk to him when we return to Tucson Raceway Park.
Speak to me.
Yeah, we're not going the whole half hour.
1
don't see him. He's not walking this way from the garage or the pit area, so I don't think he's. It would be good, though, to get him on the air.
Yeah, it would be.
Okay. Gary Collins wins the NASCAR Winston West 150 here at Tucson Raceway Park tomorrow night at 7:30 Eastern Time. ESPN2's hockey returns to the side of the 3 overtime game that saw the Avalanche win the Stanley Cup. In that game, Colorado goaltender Patrick Waugh had 63 saves. Florida goalie John Van Beesbrook made 55 stops. The Avalanche and the Panthers on ESPN2's Fire on Ice tomorrow night at 7:30 Eastern Time. Rick DeBrule is standing by with Gary Smith, who finished second.
When the front end of your car looks like this, you usually figure you're going to end up sitting in the garage complaining about how you're going to do so badly for the rest of the season because you didn't get any points. Gary Smith, you are truly shocked to be here in second place.
Oh, that's right. We had a good run. This Tootsie Toy Rabanco Chevrolet ran real good today. I got to thank the guys. I put them to work for the first time that I come to race with them, and they definitely got the work cut out to get ready for the next race. But I'll tell you what, this car really worked good all day. We fell off.
All day? Wait a minute. You backed into one guy. You had another guy run into the front of you. Which one did more damage?
I think the one on the front stretch, or on the turn 3, was the worst one.
In the second half?
In the second half, yeah. A little one in the back concerned me a little bit, but they worked good at the halftime. It really worked out good because of the halftime break, and we got that one fixed. And next thing we're in another wreck, and I thought it was all over. And next thing we were back on the lead lap, and we're sitting here in second place.
I was up standing next to your dad. He was on headsets for you, calling and spotting for you. What was he telling you during this race?
He's just trying to, when there's cars spinning, you can't tell you very much, but he's just told me a couple times to move up the racetrack. The car was working better up there, and just helped me find a real good groove, and the low side worked a couple times. This car just really went anywhere.
You gotta hope you got all those accidents out of the way for the first race.
Oh, I tell you what, we got both ends, so that's enough for me this year.
Gary Smith, happy to be here.
A great start to the 97 NASCAR Winston West Series. Let's take a look at some of the action that we had here. This is the one that eliminated a lot of top contenders.
Yeah, just going down into turn 3, the first 2 cars make contact. They both spin, and see, they're using up the whole racetrack. They're end to end, clear across the racetrack. Gunselman has no place to go. Right there, Collins sneaks by on the top. That was a key to his victory.
It sure was. A lot of crash cars behind the 2 that started it, but Gary Collins comes out on top. There's a look at the top 15 finishers here. Wayne Jacks with a good performance. Kevin Culver was 4th. Gunselman was 5th. Chuck Pruitt was 6th. And as you take a look at the rest of the top 15 finishers, we will take one final break and come back to wrap it up in just a moment. Allridge or Aldridge? Thank you. How much time we got? You gonna have time for all this, Chevy? Okay, yeah, I'm just going to talk to Larry and Larry here. Back at Tucson Raceway Park, here are the top 15 finishers. Larry Rice, what did you think of Winter Heat?
I thought it was terrific. Gary Collins and Gary Smith both did a great job. And I can tell you, Ron Esau, he finished 7th, and he must have spun at least 6 times today.
Larry Miles, good to have you on mic today.
I appreciate the opportunity, and say congrats to Joe Ruttman, winner of the Craftsman Truck Series
Yes.
race today. Their second race is at this facility March 1st.
That's right, and the crowd will be huge for that one. Well, there you see the finishers in this race. Let's take a look at the point standings in the NASCAR Winston West Series as they head for their second event. And of course, it reflects the top 5 finishers. Gary Collins with a 10-point lead on Smith. Here's Rick with the 3rd place finisher.
You know, we haven't talked much with Wayne Jacks all day. In fact, he just calls himself a survivor, and you say your car wasn't even running that good today.
No, it was pretty loose, so we just stayed out of trouble, and we survived.
And that's exactly what this race was all about. Wayne Jacks, one of the survivors up here in Victory Circle.
Wayne Jacks finishes in 3rd position here this afternoon, and the hot desert sun continues to beat down. It's just been an absolutely beautiful